Welcome to Warn. Today we discuss how Malaysia can keep its MiGs and save billions. Malaysia is looking for a replacement for its 22-year-old MiG-29 fleet. France wants to sell its Rafale medium fighter to the Royal Malaysian Air Force, RMAF. Having tasted success in the Malaysian market by bagging an order for 4 A400M military transport aircraft and 2 Scorpene submarines, France believes it is on a roll. No less than French President Francois Hollande landed in Kuala Lumpur in March 2017, offering industrial and credit inducements to get the Malaysians to pick the Rafale as the winner in its multi-role combat aircraft, MRCA, competition. However, the Malaysians don't seem to be in a big rush to order, especially at time when there's a fighter glut globally. According to RMAF Chief Tan Sri Roslan, Malaysia will take an informed decision after evaluating several types of fighter aircraft. We are now in the final stages of studying which of the companies are able to meet with our requirements, and the decision to be made is not for a short term, he says. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Razak agrees, although Malaysia is not ready yet, it will take note of the aircraft's success in several countries. We will take note of the possibility of that particular aircraft being the subject of cooperation and collaboration in those countries as well. Rafale, costliest fighter on Earth at approximately $300 million per fighter, the Rafale will blow a hole the size of France in the Malaysian defense budget. Last year the Indian government, after haggling with the manufacturer, Dassault, for 4 long years, brought down the price to $220 million. Malaysia doesn't have India's clout, nor can it match the Indian order of 36 aircraft. The RMAF will buy only 18 jets, enough to replace its MiG-29 fleet. Kuala Lumpur could therefore end up paying closer to $300 million for each Rafale. That's plain insanity. Fifth-generation stealth jets like Russia's PAK-FA and the American F-35 cost less than the Rafale. Malaysia may be an economic tiger, but it doesn't have that kind of cash to throw around. Countries like Malaysia with limited defense needs, and budgets, need a no-frills, honest fighter that will do the job of patrolling the country's airspace without too much fuss. It is understandable that Malaysia would want to diversify its air force, but that is not a reason to splurge when cheaper and more effective alternatives are available. MiG-35, 6 for the price of a Rafale. Compared to the almost gold-plated Rafale, the Russian MiG-35 is a bargain at approximately $50 million. The MiG-35 is a multi-role aircraft that can not only provide cover for ground troops by establishing air dominance, but also attack ground targets with a vast array of weapons. While some say it is a MiG-29 in new garb, in reality the MiG-35 is a vastly improved aircraft that's 30% larger and is classified as a 4++ generation jet fighter. The Russian Air Force and Egypt have placed larger orders for the MiG-35, and next in line is Serbia. Sukhois, tried and tested. If Malaysia wants air dominance but has no more faith in the MiG-29, then the Su-30 MKM is a tried and tested option with a fearsome reputation. It is the most potent 4.5 generation fighter in the world and could even take on the latest American stealth jets. The Su-30 MKM, which the RMAF operates, costs only marginally more at $65 million per aircraft. To be sure, the Sukhoi belongs to an entirely different class of heavy aircraft that is costlier to operate and own than the lighter the MiG-29. But the RMAF does very limited flying, we'll come to that in the next section, so deploying the Sukhoi instead of the MiG won't add significantly to operational costs. What's more, the Su-30 MKM can be upgraded with some stealth features, so if the RMAF decides to upgrade to Russia's PAK-FA, the transition to stealth platforms would be smooth. Malaysia's hopes of obtaining stealth aircraft from the US are next to zero. the Korean stealth program is heavily dependent on American technology and security clearances. By expanding its Su-30 MKM program, the RMAF will be well prepared for the rapidly evolving nature of air combat. This clearly shows the RMAF trains an extremely limited number of hours. 2 years ago, Malaysia's Aerospace Technology Systems Corp, ATSC, had launched a bid to upgrade the MiG-29S for a fraction of the cost of a new fighter. Company CEO Mohammad Fadzar Suhaita said the program was launched in conjunction with Russia's MiG Corporation and the RMAF was in favor of it. According to Suhaita, the ATSC's program was similar to the MiG-29 upgrade being undertaken by India and was therefore a proven blueprint. It is not an interim solution until MRCA comes along, he said. It is a medium to long-term solution for Malaysia's fighter requirement. Russian support. Even as the MRCA competition continues, the Russian side continues to be hopeful. Says Viktor Chernov, Deputy Director General for Marketing and Sales at MiG Corporation. Implementation of the project for modernization of MiG-29 aircraft will allow the RMAF to extend the life of the aircraft systems and make them more effective. First up, the structural upgrade will increase the life of the airframe to 6,000 hours. The upgrade will equip the MiG-29 with air-to-ground capability, which Malaysia will find handy while dealing with insurgents. Larger fuel tanks will increase operational range by 30%. Interestingly, ATSC was formed in 1994 as part of Malaysia's original purchase of the MiG-29, with 70% of the equity owned by Malaysia and 30% by Russian stakeholders. It was originally set up to support the MiGs and today also provides support for the RMAF Sukhoi fleet. Unlike the Rafale, which will contribute nothing to the Malaysian economy, the MiG-29 upgrade program will not only save billions of dollars but also help Malaysians gain considerable technical experience. Servicing and support. As a large operator of Russian aircraft, India plays a key role in helping the RMAF maintain its Su-30 MKM fleet. While Sukhoi supplies the major components, the aircraft's canards, stabilizers and fins are manufactured by India's Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. In 2008, India accepted Malaysia's request to train RMAF personnel on the operation and maintenance of its Sukhoi fighters. Subsequently, a composite team of flying and technical training instructors was deployed at Gongkada base as part of the Indian Air Force training team. Support from India has been possible with Russian permission. But will France allow third-party support? Since the Rafale is not yet inducted in India and the first jets are likely only in 2019, India won't master Rafale support at least for another decade. So the Indian Air Force may not be able to service Malaysian Rafales even if France is okay with it. The RMAF's dalliance with hyper-expensive French and British aircraft needs to be seen in the backdrop of Malaysia cutting its defence budget by 12.7% to $3.41 billion in 2017, as the country grapples with growing public discontent over rising living costs. If sound economics were a factor in Malaysia's defence procurement, the Rafale would have crash-landed a long time ago. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this news. Please share your views in comment box. Please like and share this video. Press subscribe button and bell for auto update to you regarding my channel World Action and Reaction News. Warn.